festivities, and excited for the time that we have to share, because that's one thing I really enjoy doing, is just sharing what's working and sharing best practices. As Jerome was mentioning, I'm originally from right outside Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I grew up there. I transitioned here to South Florida, working with our schools and districts, pretty much all 67 counties here in the state of Florida. I then transitioned to California, working with Oakland Unified School District all the way down to LAUSD in education. What got me to Texas was the opportunity here with Intera Work. So Intera is a word forming element from the Latin that means several things. It means inside out and making things whole and complete. We put that together with works because we believe in elevating the human experience at work. So if I've had the great pleasure of working with all of our Fortune 500 client partners, and most of the time I'm the only person of color in the room. And what I'm excited about is to share how we are building leadership teams and individual teams at Dell, Honeywell, Pratt & Whitney, Microsoft, Deloitte, you name it, why we are working with them and partnering with them to help them as knowledge workers be more productive. And one of the things that really jump out here, team, is how do we have a clear mind and excited heart towards our workflow and towards every area of our life? Now, this clear mind, excited heart came from one of our client partners. Mr. Barry Davis is the CEO and executive chairman of InLink Midstream in Dallas, Texas. He's in the business of connecting energy to life through natural gas and crude oil pipelines, and they move and distribute that all over the United States. We've been partnering with him and his organization for the last 22 years. In 1996, when they first started, they had less than $5 million capitalization. Now, last year, they were over $15 billion in capitalization. And he attributes the success to having a clear mind and excited heart with the programs and systems that we've implemented. I want to give you just a taste of what this looks like and how we can put some practical tools together so that we can maintain this coherency. Now, what makes a day feel productive to you? I just want everyone, you can just use the chat, you can quickly unmute your microphone. I want to just get some responses into the room. When things are productive, what does it look like, feel like? What's happening for you? What are some of the attributes? Who would like to share? What's a productive day? What does it look like?
I'd love to go.
Yeah, go for it. Hey, Debbie.
Hey, how are you, Thomas?
Great.
A productive day for me is my assessment at the end of the day when my to-do list is well accomplished.
Good, excellent. The to-do list is well accomplished. Good. And watch this. How does it make you feel?
Oh, it makes me feel accomplished. It makes me feel excited. You know, I'm in charge. Well done.
Very good. Yes, you feel, clear mind, you know, when you do one thing on your to-do list. Absolutely fantastic. So team, this is what we specialize in, is putting in systems and tools to help you maintain focus. So for the next few minutes, we're going to put some focus and attention on attention itself, okay? And how do we do that successfully? So you're absolutely right. Thank you so much for sharing in the chat also. This is about a clear mind and excited heart. Now, when we talk about our workflow in our day, and we talk about productivity, a lot of times we think productivity is about just doing what? Getting more things done. Am I right about this? This is where we go harder, faster, longer. Come on, somebody. This is what starts happening to us because we've taken this mindset from the manufacturing age. We are beyond the information age. So this mindset doesn't work the knowledge worker capacity that we all have. What's the true reality of what's happening in our workflow is that we'll never get it all done. And I wanted to share this with you because I had to change mindset on what this means to me. When you're talking about large projects and large initiatives, yes, you will get to a point where things will cross the finish line, but does it all stop? Is it all done? And the answer to that is no, it's never all done. As you lead your teams, as you lead your organizations, you've never stood up in front of somebody and said it's all finished, right? And so that's exactly what I want us to do, is start pivoting our mindset as it pertains to what it means to be productive. Instead of trying to get all that done by Friday that's on that screen, I was trying to do that. I was staying up late at night, coming in early in the morning, trying to get it done. Now, here's the question. Was that my best work? When I did that and engaged in that mindset, is that my best work? Am I able to move my revenue targets the way they need to be? Am I able to grow the company as I need to grow it? Am I able to get the student achievement results that I need? No, we're just trying to get something done. Our passion's not there, right? Our excitement's not there. So what we want to do is take a look at, hey, what do I need to be working on right now for my Thursday, Friday? When Thursday, Friday comes, what do I need to be working on Thursday, Friday for my Monday, Tuesday? So when we talk senior level leadership, these are the skills and this is the mindset shift that's absolutely necessary. When we talk about productivity, we redefined it, team. It's very simple. Productivity is simply connecting your time and energy to what matters most. Simply put, I want you doing the right thing at the right time. Imagine what would happen within your team, within your company and business, that everyone is doing the right thing at the right time, right? That's now what's possible when we have a new understanding and new awareness and redefining productivity. Now, when we talk about three things, it's new thinking, new skills, new relationships. Everything that we do here at InterraWorks gives you support for new thinking. How do we change our thinking on incoming information? How do we get rid of distraction and overwhelm? How can we incorporate new skills, things that we do daily and routinely to help assist us in feeling more productive and not feeling overwhelmed and burnt out, right? And then lastly, new relationships. When we talk business growth, and especially now, as we're coming through this pandemic, how well are we building and maintaining our relationships? We need systems and tools to help us with that. You're a user with many tools that you can use, different calendar applications from the Gmail suite to Office 365, depending on what you've chosen to implement. Let's leverage those tools so now you can have your mindset with new thinking on productivity. Now, think about this. I want you to just look at this image that's on the screen. One word that comes to your mind right now when you see what's happening to this young lady, how would you describe it? What's happening here? What would you say is happening? In one word. Frustration is there. Good. What else is there? Good. We have some things in the chat. Good. Overwhelm is there. Frustration is there. What else is there? I'm looking for the big S word.
Stress.
The stress is there. Am I right about it? You can see the stress, okay? Watch this. Does she take that stress home with her or does it stay in the parking lot? What do you think? Yeah, she takes it home. Good. Could it be impacting some sleep? Yes, it could. So now we're dealing with wellness. And so what we want to do is put a system in place that will positively impact every area of your life, right? Now, let's deal with the problem first before we start jumping to solutions. What's the problem facing us as knowledge workers today? So when I do walkthroughs cross industry, all through North America, this is what I see, from education to technology to healthcare. This is commonplace right now, okay? What's the problem facing us right now, team? What would you say? If we were to identify it, what is it? And you could look at that photo. What's all happening there in that image? Yes.
Distractions, interruptions.
Distractions and interruptions. Bingo. That's called information overload, okay? We're living in the busiest and noisiest generation of all time. So one of the factors is that we need to have a solution of having systems to help us deal with the flow of information. And so what we do here at InterraWorks is provide systems and tools to help you not be reactive and not be overwhelmed, which leads to people being burned out, right? When people are burned out, then they become stressed out. When people are stressed out, now what we have happen next is fallout, where now critical things are falling through the cracks. And when we have fallout, we now have people becoming checked out. And that's where our disengagement comes in. So now, instead of us going into a negative cycle, we want to change mindset. So now we can now move forward in a new direction with new thinking, new skills, and new relationships. There's only one thing we can change in this photo. What is it? What can be changed? The telephone's going to keep ringing. That's good for your business. But what else needs to be changed? Yes, that's right, Johnny. She can change how she responds to that flow of information. And so that's what I wanted to really talk about for the next few minutes and how we manage our attention. Attention management is the new economy. This is the number one indicator of how well teams and organizations will perform in the future, is how well we're managing our attention. You know, we used to call it organizational ADD, okay? So not only attention deficit disorder for individuals, but now a whole team can function like that. That slows us down, right? And it gets us into that negative cycle. I want to do a quick little exercise here. When we talk about attention management, I want you to get a piece of paper out, get a scrap piece of paper, we have 4 lines on it. When I say start, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to time you. I want you to write attention management equals focus on line 1, and then I want you to go down and write the numbers 1 through 25 as I have it on the screen. I want to time you, team, so tell me when you're done. Is everyone ready? I just want to bring out a timer. Okay? Ready? Tell me when you're done. Ready? Start. Tell me when you're done. Great. Good. So I'm stopping the clock. Nice job. So now what we did was we came in around 26 seconds. So put a little 26 next to that. Now, team, watch this. What is it called when you're doing something and working on something else at the same time? What is that called? What is that called?
Multitask.
That's the multitask, right? Great. Now, when you talk about multitasking, what you're really talking about is switch tasking, because the human brain can only process one image at a time. So what we're doing is we're switching back and forth between tasks, trying to be more effective and more efficient. What's the difference between effectiveness and efficiency, right? Well, efficiency is a jet airliner flying at 1,000 miles an hour. That's efficient. What's effective? A jet airliner flying at 1,000 miles an hour in the right direction. You see the difference? We want effectiveness, and that's why we call this module Effective Edge, where we get a better awareness of multitasking so we can now monotask and do one task at a time. Now watch this. I'm going to do the same exercise. When I say start, I want you to write attention management equals focus, and then I still want you to write the numerals 1 through 25, but I want you to do it switch tasking style like this. When I say start, write the A on line 3, then go down and write the 1 on line 4. Then go back to the T, then the 2, then go back to your other T, then come back to 3. I want you to see the difference of what happens when we actually divide our attention and lose focus when we're trying to do more than one thing at the same time. I want to see what happens to our time. Is everybody ready? Just tell me when you're done. Unmute your mic so it'll make it easier. Ready? Begin. Stay with it. Tell me when you're done. Yes, it is. We're at 45 seconds, team. All right, 5 seconds remaining. Okay, good. I'm stopping the clock at 1 minute. Now, what was the difference between that first set and second set? What did you notice? Sharon.
back and forth, it wasn't good. It took
Yeah,
longer.
see, going back and forth took you a longer time, right? We're now at a minute. The first time we did it, we were at 26 seconds. Now we've ballooned to a minute with some laughter. What does that mean? Could there be some mistakes? Could there be some things
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's exactly what I wanted us to experience. So what we want to do, team, is this. Let's do monotasking. Monotasking is something that we've been really leading and spearheading within our teams and organizations with our client partners, where now we have a better awareness of it, because here's the benefits. See, when you're doing one task at a time, your amount of time decreases. So when we implement our systems and tools, average individuals can get anywhere from 2 to 3 hours back per day on their workflow by taking our course. So when we want to get time back, we want to monotask, right? Amount of time decreases. The quality of work increases, right? You now have better quality of what you're outputting because now you're focused. So we're eliminating distraction by taking the multitasking out. 3, less stress. Wasn't that second step more stressful? Okay, it was, absolutely it was, right? When we're talking about stress in the workplace, we're doing a workplace survey right now across industry. Some of the early results have come back. The #1 indicator of workplace stress is due to self-inflicted multitasking. That's where the stress is coming in, team, right? It's not the role, it's not the scope, it's not your title, your position. It's trying to do more than one thing at the same time. So the first thing we want to do is have an awareness of this new monotasking, and then help hold yourself and the team that you're working with accountable for it, right? Improve focus and fewer errors. So when we talk about monotasking, these are the benefits. Let's implement this today, right? Let's use this tool right now. Now, when you talk about having this new skill, what's possible for you now, right? I just want you to pause and think about that. By having a new awareness and now seeing in that simple exercise how much stress it's causing, how long it's taking us, what's possible for you if you can implement a new skill? Who would like to share? What's possible for you? What would you be excited about?
You can get one thing accomplished without making a mistake.
Yes, there you go. Great. Absolutely. Good. And get more time back in your day and less stress. Absolutely. Team, it's the small things. It's small things done consistently in strategic places create major impact. When I work with Dell, when I work with Microsoft, right? Even when I go down to Dade County Public Schools, for example, we're not changing everything. What we're doing is we're going into small changes in strategic places that will get them greater impact. Turning off notifications, right? How many of you have been working on something and you see a new email pop up, right? And you stop what you're doing to look at the email? Raise your hand if you've experienced that before. Okay. Okay, absolutely. So that's exactly right. So what we want to do is let's eliminate that. That's a distraction. So what we're doing is consciously making small adjustments in strategic places to give you a major impact. Okay. Now, here's what this would look like if we were to open up your Microsoft Outlook, for example. This is one tool. I know you use many different tools, but here's a tool, for example, that we would now have a calendar, and then now we have a task list over here on the right-hand side. It allows us to what? Stay focused on what matters most. So when I'm working with our client partners, these are the systems and tools that they are using and requesting so that their teams can have a clear mind and an excited heart toward the workflow. We're getting rid of burnout. We're taking down the stress. We're now having people have an empty email inbox, and now they can work strategically and work on top level prioritization right in the task list. Okay. And we do that by going through this EDGE model. We do emptying, deciding, grouping, and executing. So we have a whole host of tools and services around it, but I want to just give you one more tool here before we get ready to get into our Q&A, which is called emptying. And I want you to think about this. As knowledge workers, where are we putting all of our information? Where are we keeping it, right? We're keeping it up here, right? It's in our mind. So when we talk about having a clear mind and excited heart, the first thing we have to do is empty. And what we want to do is empty based on 4 simple collection points. We have so many things and so many devices and tools that people can communicate with us. But these are the 4 that we recommend that we have. A phone. Everyone's got a phone. When we talk a phone, we're talking text message and voicemail primarily, right? That is a collection point. In and out tray. I know it's old school, but people come, they'll sign, they need to sign something and get it back out, right? That is a major collection point. Note-taking device. When you're on calls, when you're in meetings, write some things down. That's the note-taking device. I use one with every presentation, every call, every facilitation. And so I now have actionable items written down, so I'm not going to forget them. And then lastly, but certainly not least, you have what? You have email, right? So I'd like us to anchor 4 simple collection points and then go to them routinely. So now you get everything in one place and all your action items together. Now, what's the biggest collection point of them all? What's the biggest collection point that we have? What do you think?
Email.
Bigger than email. Bigger than email. Where are we putting all that information? Yeah, in our mind, absolutely, the human brain. So we do a lot of neuroscience work here at InterraWorks, specifically with the conscious mind, and you have a subconscious mind. Watch this. Your conscious mind is limited bits of information. 5 or 7 items plus or minus 2 in any direction is all you can handle consciously, right? Our telephone numbers are what? 334, okay? Anything longer than that, you could not handle consciously. Why is it that I can remember pick up dry cleaning first thing in the morning? At lunch, I'll remember pick up dry cleaning. On my way home back to Pompano Beach, what do I do not have? You got it, the dry cleaning. What happened to it? It left my conscious mind and went where? To my subconscious mind where everything is stored. And so what happens is, as knowledge workers, we're constantly cycling to-dos in and out of consciousness. I'll remember it. I don't remember it. Oh, yeah. I don't remember it. Oh, yeah. This is what's happening. So when we're talking about moving business forward, when we're talking about becoming more productive, when we're talking about doubling business and growth, we have to have our attention focused and have a clear mind and excited heart to get it done. So these are simple tools that I wanted to introduce so that you can now practice it. Albert Einstein, love Albert, love understanding his mindset. And Albert saying this, let's not use this tool to try to memorize our to-do list. Let's use this tool, our brain, the most powerful tool on the planet, to what? Strategize, innovate, and change the world, right? Let the tool handle where you're going to keep all your information. MindSuite is the tool here that we use all the time, and I encourage you to do it. All it is, team, is take 5 to 7 minutes first thing in the morning, clear your conscious mind, right? Just clear it, almost like on a computer, clearing the cache, right? Same principle. You want to have a clear mind and excited heart. I like to do this, and I put down all my professional tasks and personal tasks, right? I have my wife and 3 young children. We do a homeschool program. There's a lot happening. I still travel all North America. I was in New York last week, just came back from Dallas. I have to have a clear mind and excited heart so I can show up and be present in every area of my life. And so what we do is, if you have your Outlook, we click on Control-Shift-K, make a new task, put everything into a task list, right? So depending on the tool that you're using, even if you have a note-taking device, just write it down. So now you're working off one place and everything is in one place. And that's really the first step to productivity, is having everything in one step. And now you are bringing your MindSuite into your daily routine and your daily practice, allowing you to have a clear mind and excited heart. So Jerome, I wanted to pause there and kind of kick it back to you. If we have a minute or two, can we just go through this last exercise? Team, why don't we take 3 minutes? And I want you to do a mind sweep exercise right now. 3 minutes of uninterrupted focused time, and think about all your to-dos, commitments, and promises. And I just want you to write them down, right? Personal and professional tasks. things that you need to do for your business and organization, things that you need to do for upcoming travel, trips, holidays coming up. Just write it down and you're going to be amazed how we clear the mind and have greater capacity to execute those items. So I'm going to give everybody 3 minutes here and let's just do a mind sweep. Ready? Begin. Write it down.
Thomas?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're at 1:33, so we've got about just a couple more minutes. Maybe right after you finish this, open up the Q&A.
then yes,
and we'll
perfect.
wrap up at 1:40.
Thanks. Mhm. Final minute, team. Nice job. Stay focused. Write everything down. Clear the mind. Final 25 seconds, team. Begin to wrap up items you want to put on your list, and then we'll come back together. Nice job staying focused. All right. Excellent. Nice job. That was a quick 2-minute mind sweep. How do you feel? What'd you notice?
Lighter.
Good. That's great. That's what we want. Excellent. Let's do that daily, right? Do it multiple times throughout the day. Jerome, I'm going to pass it to you, sir. Great. Thanks, Lynette. Jerome, are you there? Great. Well, thank you, everyone. I just wanted to just share that with you as the I use this multiple times throughout the day. Definitely start my day with it first thing in the morning, but then at lunch, during when you take a little break, do another one. As you're in between calls, as you're doing meetings, right? Go ahead and just constantly clear the mind, write everything down. Now you can now do top level prioritization, connecting your time and energy to what matters most, right? Great. So thank you so much. All right, Jerome.
Okay, thanks, Thomas. And go ahead and stop sharing. We'll bring the screen down there. And want to say thank you, Thomas, again, for such a phenomenal presentation, man. I'm always learning more. And I want to reemphasize something that you said, because there was a time when I thought that, multitasking was the true mark of somebody that could get a lot done. And I've read a book recently called, and I've shared it, you and I, we talked about this book, The One Thing, and multitasking is the exact opposite of being able to get a lot of things done. You get a lot of things done, but you don't get a lot of things done well, and you really get stressed out in the process. And I would even suggest to people that whenever you're getting stressed, what is the one thing you do when you're trying to do a lot of stuff? Usually what you do is you stop doing a bunch of stuff and focus on one thing, because you realize that you got too much going on. Well, since that becomes, if you will, that default position when you're feeling stressed, maybe it should have to be your intentional position when you start and you stay that way. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not having other things going on, but we really are more focused. We have greater clarity and more impact when we're doing one thing, at a time. And so, Thomas, I really appreciate you mentioning that. And I'm as guilty of being the king of multitasking as anybody. And I've realized that is not the way to go. So thank you, everybody, who's here and has shown up to, participate and be a part of, today's event. We have just been blessed with Thomas, and before him, we had Dr. Carlia East out of Tampa. So Florida is rocking the building right now. And so we will be back tomorrow, and go to the blackprofessionalsmonth.com website to find out about the other events. We've got about right now 30 more events that we're putting on the website today. So we have a lot of content for you and a lot of really dynamic folks. And again, like I said, I really want to, thank, Thomas for being here. We have recorded, today's session. And if you want to see the replay or even mention it to someone else right now, we will have that available on the ICABA World community. And I am going to put into the chat the link to join the ICABA World community, which is a free community for those of you who are not already familiar with us and what we do. Is the thing that's going to extend the Black Professionals Month so that when this is over, the Black Professional Month party will be over, but the ICABA World Community after party will be keeping it going 24/7, 365. So, when you've gone to those conventions and everything, and everybody got energized, and a few weeks later, nobody remembered what they were doing, who they met, how to connect, we won't have that problem with Black Professionals Month. So you've got a great community of folks, and I just put into the chat the ICABA World Community, which is really basically our Black LinkedIn. Okay, so we have our own platform. We're not suggesting that you quit LinkedIn. Matter of fact, we would tell you not to, but we would tell you to be Robin Hood. And what Robin Hood did was, he took from the rich and brought it back to the hood. So that's what we do. We go out, but we got to bring it back home. We've got to build our own platforms. I think yesterday, one of our digital agency owners, who's a part of ICABA, he put a great article in the community yesterday about, if you're on these platforms, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, and so on and so forth, and you've built your business there, you don't own any of that real estate. You don't own even the data that you have there. Okay. And so you better have your own thing, and you better have your own data, because we saw what happened yesterday when Facebook went down. And for those of you who are on Facebook, they change their processes all the time. So you could do something one day and you go back, you can't do it the next day. So I really want to encourage you to understand that we have to be independent and interdependent upon one another. So again, Thomas, I'm going to give you the final word to wrap up. And thanks everybody for being a part of Black Professionals Month today.
Thanks, Jerome. Clear mind, excited heart. Take time to make time for yourself, right? Monotask, one task at a time. Hold yourself accountable, share the word.
All right, everyone, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and we will see you tomorrow. All right, take care.
Bye-bye.